Welcome.
Hello.
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 Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello. What's up? We have two new people on the show today. They're going to actually be on the show probably the next few episodes.
It's Nate and Ben.
Woo!
Yeah.
Welcome.
And there's a chance I won't be here for some of them.
Right.
I'll be on the road. We started our tour yesterday, technically. Started off with kind of a weird show, but a good one. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for anybody who came out. We really appreciate anybody who takes time to come to a show or buy merch or give us sympathy, follows and likes and subscribers. So it was awesome. And then, so technically our tour has started, but the next show is also local, and then we head north. And then at that point, this podcast is going to get a lot better because I won't be here.
Yeah.
But this is Ben next to me, and then we've got Nate coming in from near Chicago. Milwaukee. I knew that. That's what I was going to say.
Outdated information.
Yeah.
It's been that long since we've talked, but it's awesome to have you on.
Awesome to be here.
We've got, so Nate was Brad's roommate in college. And,
True.
Ben was Brad's roommate before that.
Also technically true.
So after that.
Yeah, and after that. They're brothers.
True.
Yeah. Indefinite roommates
And
since childhood.
Yep.
and we've all been friends for a while. I've not gotten a chance to talk with Nate as much lately, and then even me and you just being adults has been kind of complicated, but
Yep.
we all kind of go way back at this point.
Yeah.
So,
So Nate, what have you been up to?
Doing my thing up here in Milwaukee. It's a good time. I seriously love Milwaukee and just doing music stuff up here. Similar to David. You didn't say your band name. Winona Avenue. If you haven't checked them out yet. But yeah, I do music stuff up here. Just a variety of different things. And I've not been up here super long, but I'm loving it. And yeah, it's pretty
and then
great.
your music project is called Wildered.
Correcto Mundo. Yep. So we're working on an
Check
album
'em
right
out.
now. Yeah, hopefully in a few months. It'll be probably at least that, but hopefully this year we'll get that album out, and that'll be awesome.
Sweet.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
Ben?
I hear little snippets of either that or just your general talents on like Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Dude's
man.
got some pipes.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely check them out.
Ben, what have you been up to?
Not much. Just got married last summer. Yeah.
You're like sinking into our background.
Yeah, I could scoot up a little bit.
Every time you move, the whole background, the whole earth shakes.
Yeah, I got married last summer. My wife and I live here in Indianapolis. We have 2 dogs.
Address and credit card number?
763. Yeah, life is good. Nothing too crazy. We've my wife and I we'll laugh about this now because the season is over, or the school season is over. But my wife and I, for the first time this year, were like small group leaders at our church's youth group, and it's been a wild ride for sure. It's been fun, but yeah, it's totally different than like our like youth group growing up, like of like maybe at max 30 people, if that sometimes.
Yeah.
This is like 150 plus youth group, so like
That's insane.
yeah, it's way bigger, but a lot of fun. But last Sunday was like the final senior send off, so they're done for the summer. So
Nice.
yeah, super fun.
Very cool.
Sounds fun.
Brad, you been up to anything special in the last week or so since we've last filmed?
Just sweating my butt off still. The AC still isn't fixed.
Yeah, so your apartment has a lot of issues. Tell
Yes.
us about it.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna rant too much about it, but
Come on.
if you listen to the past episode, I said that the AC was broken, and it's been broken for literally a month now.
And it's hot in here now, and it's like a
Yeah.
cool evening out.
That's where we are right now, and so they can kind of see how it's been. Where in my bedroom right now, I don't sleep in here because it's so hot. So I haven't slept in this room in a month.
It's insane.
So I'm hoping that resolves itself eventually. Also, there's someone that's been smoking inside next door, and it leaks through the vents into my apartment. So I don't know. When you went into the bathroom, was it bad?
Let's just say the fumes coming through your vents might make this podcast progressively more chill as the evening goes on.
Yeah. When it's really bad, you can, because I keep the door closed because it's so bad.
I always
And
feel a
you
little
can-
happier in the bathroom.
If you're in there too
That's his
long,
happy
like
place.
it's literally like a hot box. Like,
Man, my morning showers are great.
yeah.
Brad's been in such a good mood lately.
Yeah. It's been really weird.
That's awesome.
So that's been frustrating because I'm really sensitive to smells, so
Yeah.
it's really bad. So, and I've complained so many times, but nothing changes. So I'm gonna definitely be moving again, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
When's your lease up?
August.
Oh, that's coming.
Yeah.
Does time really move that fast now?
Isn't that
I feel like
crazy?
I just moved you in here.
I know. It was the end of
What?
August. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
It feels
Because
like
it was right after they got married.
it feels like and that doesn't feel that long ago either. But it feels like literally 2 months ago
Yeah.
I moved you in here,
Yeah. Time definitely has flown by.
and now I'm gonna have to help you move again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Moving sucks.
yeah. Well, I mean, as a single guy, it's not as bad. But
Yeah, it's. I mean, I have more stuff than I thought I did, but
I sent you a funny video of something that I've been up to. If you
Oh, we're
wanna
gonna pull
try
that
to
up
pull
now?
it up. If we can get it to work, if not, we'll show it on a future episode.
yeah, let me
But
switch to it.
I thought this would be a funny thing to show before we get into some other news and stuff that we want to talk about. But this would be funny because I kind of want you guys' reactions to what it's like seeing me and my wife. Just like, this is like our everyday.
Okay.
And so basically, Natalie, she likes to pick up, pause it. So yeah, and I heard the volume, so it's gonna work.
No, we can't do full screen.
So she's always on to some new project or hobby or something, and I love it, and I love to make fun of it. And this video is her newest hobby, I guess you could say, beginning to unfold. And go ahead, you could. So I'm working in my office. That's what you can see.
We're
here.
seeing this live. We've never seen this before. So.
Yeah, I kind of wanted their live reaction. But so I'm working in my office, and she is on day one of her hobby.
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh no.
It's always good when there's a helmet.
Nat, what you doing?
She's gonna hate me for showing this.
She's got the wrist guards and everything.
So focused.
It's roller skates.
Yeah, not roller blades.
Oh no,
There she goes.
Natalie,
She doesn't know I'm filming.
you poor
Has,
soul.
has she seen this?
Yeah.
She's going backwards.
Oh.
You're just
Watch,
laughing
she
at it.
notices.
Poor Natalie.
Is that her first time her whole life ever being on skates?
I don't know, but it sure looks like
Yeah.
it.
Just tell people that.
That's not abnormal for our life. Last summer it was a skateboard, so she already had the pads.
Wow.
It's been a
I mean-
ukulele once.
Well, you
I
gotta
remember
start
that.
at the bottom, you know? You gotta,
Dude,
you gotta
it's-
start somewhere.
Being married to her is so much fun.
Natalie, I know you're gonna watch this. We're not making fun of you. We're
Nah.
Making fun at you.
She was laughing.
We're-
It was good.
we're laughing with David as he makes fun of you. We gotta cover ourselves there.
That could have been much worse. That
Yeah.
could have been much worse.
Oh, it was funny. And then she ended up, she the worst part of me sharing with this with you on a podcast is she came inside because she was embarrassed and didn't want the neighbors to see her. And now I'm putting her on a podcast.
No, she's gonna hate you.
And she doesn't know it yet. So she was practicing. She tried to practice like in our garage and living room, and she actually got a lot better. And then we had to go to a wedding, and now I'm here.
She's gonna hate you.
Yeah,
so
that
much.
that happened.
Probably better that random strangers on the internet see her than her neighbors
That-
that she has to see every day.
That happened this afternoon.
Beautiful day for a stroll in the skates.
I hope she doesn't kill me for this. I think she'll think it's funny. She's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah. That was good.
Usually. All right, so we are going to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. So the first two episodes came out yesterday, and they were, in short, epic, amazing. So we're gonna talk through what our first reactions and kind of what we liked, disliked, or whatever. And David has not seen them,
I'm here for the Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
but hopefully, if you're okay with spoilers,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen
No.
like okay.
no, he hasn't
So-
seen anything.
He's had his
Brutal.
time. He's had
Brutal.
enough time.
But well, I mean, not for the show, but hopefully this makes you interested in watching it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually told
I'll
my
have to
wife
get to
yesterday, like she had not watched it, and she up until Kenobi released, she had been pretty into like The Mandalorian and Boba Fett and like some
Yeah,
of the
she
other
likes
shows.
Mandalorian a lot.
Yeah, she's really enjoyed those, even though she didn't actually truly enjoy much of like the original like trilogy and films and such.
Right.
But I think what these shows do a good job is like for the most part, I don't think that you actually have to watch the original films to truly actually know what's going on. They do a good job of like,
Oh yeah, Mandalorian especially.
yeah, bringing in like a standalone storyline, and even with this, like they do a good job with like recaps of like
Yeah, I
stuff
mean,
like that.
this one's definitely one that you should probably at least
For
watch. Revenge of the Sith.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's still like a good story to enjoy.
Yeah. So Nate, what was your initial thoughts and feelings of the first couple episodes?
I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
I thought episode 1 in particular was like just like the best first episode. I was like so pumped. Like, and like I feel like with a lot of the new Star Wars stuff, it's been really like everyone's like had to kind of like change how excited they get about certain things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ben's computer went into sleep mode, and I was having to type in his password to get back in.
That's how
But,
I've
like,
been sitting here.
I was just like unashamedly insanely pumped for this, and the first
Yeah.
two episodes did not disappoint.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the opening scenes of like the flashbacks of like the previous trilogy, and like going through pretty much all of like the highlights of really what you needed to know as like a neutral fan.
So now, clearly, being part of this podcast,
Yeah.
I've watched this. I'm following along.
I'm pulling up some pictures.
For someone who doesn't know anything
Right.
about this,
Not you, but
Yeah.
the general.
yeah, like just a
Yeah.
typical like moron.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the term we're going with. Okay.
So the film takes place.
Yeah, that's what. So, what's the timing of this for someone who might not know?
Okay, so this takes place 10 years after episode 3. So, like, after the, Order 66, all the Jedi get killed, Anakin becomes Darth Vader. And they do, like, a really good, like, recap. So, like, they recap some of the, like, important scenes. Oh, not that. Like, showing, like, important points in Obi-Wan and Anakin's life. To
In
kind
those
of...
3 films.
Yeah. And then... one of the coolest scenes.
Oh my gosh, I think this was the best part of
This is the
entire
very
episode.
first scene after that recap. They came out.
This is the worst podcast ever.
There was an opening scene where there were like Jedi younglings and a master like training at the temple.
And I'm sure nothing bad happened, right?
Actually,
Nothing bad happened.
Not at first. Give it
Nothing-
5 seconds.
Nothing bad happened, right, Brad?
Yeah, it immediately goes right into like Order 66 where the clones are attacking, and I thought that was so cool just to see like the clones and the master trying to protect the younglings, and it was really cool. You had something to say about that scene?
Yeah, it like immediately brought you into like the emotional feeling of turmoil that like Obi-Wan felt at the very end of episode 3.
Right.
Like as him and Yoda and Organa are like the last 3 kind of to like make a plan of like, okay, what are we gonna do? And like that immediately like set the tone for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Is like bringing us back to that.
Like it's saying like this happened. Like there was a lot of bad things that happened, and it honestly it was kind of unnecessary in a way.
That scene.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
overall scheme of like Obi-Wan's story, you didn't need to see like Order 66 happen again. But I'm glad they did show it because it was really, really cool.
Yeah, I think it was a tone setter. I think it was really
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So
then
much
we
Order
kind of
66.
go through the episode and we see like the repetitive lifestyle of like Obi-Wan's new life on Tatooine. So for our audience that like doesn't know what's going on. So at the very end of the episode, they send the 2 children to 2 different planets, to 2 different families, to like
At the end of the movie of episode 3.
yeah, to be in hiding away from Vader, so he like can't find them. And Obi-Wan went to Tatooine to oversee Luke Skywalker grow up. So we like are 10 years after.
He knows that much at least.
Okay, we're 10 years.
Yeah.
We're 10 years into that. We see that like Obi-Wan now is like living on Tatooine as like this. I don't even know what you would call his job. Like he's
Overseer?
basically no. He's like
He's a hermit.
yeah. He's like a hermit, but he like actually kind of like works in the town as like a meat processor. Like he just like works on an assembly
Sand
line.
whale harvester.
And, like, clocks in,
Sand
clocks
whale
out every day.
harvester. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a big manta ray.
yeah.
I should have got a screenshot of that, but
But in the sand.
Sand manta ray.
They're,
Yeah.
like harvesting all its meats.
yeah. So he's like a butcher, basically.
Yeah.
I did get a screenshot.
But like super
So it says 10 years later.
super poverty ridden like lifestyle that's just like
But you could almost guess that from the movies.
There's a screenshot of him and his
oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, just working at the meat.
meat butcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just basically trying to blend in, trying not to reveal himself. And he
I love the job they gave him. Like, can you imagine being in the meeting and, like, because at some point they had to sit there and think of, like, what are we going to have this guy do for a living? And they're like, what if he just, like, cuts meat all day?
I mean, what are the alternatives on Tatooine?
Yeah.
Like moisture farmer, bartender. There's not much he can do out there.
True.
So, yeah.
Professional beggar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did not think that he was going to like be doing any sort of like job in the, like I didn't anticipate that, which it's fine. It's not like it's a weird part of the storyline or anything like that. I don't think.
Clearly he's good with meat. He can go get his own food, his own stuff to drink.
I think what it does is it really actually shows how much Obi-Wan has like given up on the idea or even like resemblance of like being a Jedi. Like he is like, this is my new life.
Yeah, and they make it a point to cut back to this little shot where he takes a piece for himself, like the tiniest little piece of meat. They come back to that multiple times, and I think it's a good symbol of like he's like living the bare minimum of his life. He lives in a cave.
Well, he takes that to feed his like thing he rides, right?
Yeah, probably.
You know, with the amount of knowledge I bring to this show on a week-to-week basis, hi Kat, a lot of people think that I live in a cave as well. I'm sorry, I didn't even interrupt for that.
Very, very good insight there, David.
Just trying to chime in when I can.
I thought it was really interesting that they always showed that shot of him taking that little extra meat too. And there's that one scene of him feeding his, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a camel thing with a long snout. He takes it out of his pocket and feeds his thing, and it just shows that like, I don't know, caring side of Obi-Wan still, I guess, even with his little pet thing.
You don't hear anything?
I don't know.
Hello?
I heard you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
I got enough of them. Oh, technical difficulties.
You still can't hear him? Mm-mm. Say something.
Hello.
I got enough of them.
No, there's no sound of Nate. I don't even think I hear you. I think I just hear you sitting next to me talking.
That's mine.
Hello.
That's mine.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
Obi-Wan.
One came out. How bad?
That would be mine.
Something.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so Nate, what did you say?
I was just saying, like, I do remember they showed where he had been bringing that extra meat, and it was to like feed his camel thing or whatever that has like
so it wasn't even for himself.
Yeah,
exactly. It just like shows that caring side of him that he still has, but he was like.
But this
really
shot right here that's on the screen of him like riding that trolley to and from, like they show it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, all those scenes they show multiple times of like he's just in a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and the first time, it's that very opening scene with the Inquisitors that they find the other Jedi, right?
Yeah.
And like I just think the contrast between the two of them, and obviously that comes back later in the episode, but like you can see Obi-Wan is just so uninterested with like it's almost like he's like going out of his way, and I know it's to like protect Luke or whatever, he has a greater calling, but like he's like really not using the Force at all, like no interest in like being a hero or anything. And then this other Jedi is like actually sitting there like trying to secretly help people and stuff.
Yeah, so I was not expecting another Jedi.
I'm so distracted by your cat. It's like messing with the mics and the cameras.
It's just like
the attention span of a squirrel.
TV, are you being bad? What a good kitty.
Yeah, I made a note to just like bring up, like I actually really liked that they brought up another Jedi in here for the sole fact of the interaction, and I actually can't remember if it's episode 1 or episode 2 where they where he like meets up with Obi-Wan.
It's in one, yeah.
It is in one. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So he meets up with Obi-Wan and tells him, like, hey, I need your help. Like, we can team up. Like, I know who you are. And this is, like, the pinnacle moment that I think that, like, Obi-Wan shows that he actually truly has given up. Because he's telling the other Jedi, like, there is no hope. There is nothing left.
Yeah.
Like, go bury your lightsaber in the sand and, like, do what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was not expecting that dynamic at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on Tatooine. Like, obviously it's a remote planet, so it makes sense to hide out there, but...
Yeah. Nate, do you feel like that Obi-Wan is in this situation and has, like, gotten to this point in his mindset because he's on a planet like Tatooine? Or it's actually because it's like 10 years past, like nothing has changed, like he's in this routine? Or do you think if he was like on another planet, like somewhere with a little bit more like prosperity and livelihood,
Like
that
Alderaan.
Yeah, like if he was on Alderaan.
Like Hoth. I'm sorry.
Living in an ice
I
cave.
have so
might be
few
better.
bits of input and knowledge for this. I've got to derail us as much as
Do you
possible.
think his environment is a factor in his attitude?
I feel like probably just the events of 3 and Mustafar probably play a big toll on his ego. But, like, I think part of me was thinking, like, how much of him has, like, gotten really calloused and given up, and how much of it is that he's, like, forced himself to adopt that mindset because he knows he can't leave Luke. And he's, like, watching him from afar for 10 years. Like, it's almost like he kind of has to be that way, too, because he can't... Like, I thought of that when he was talking to this Jedi, actually, of, like, even if he wanted to help him, he, like, can't really do anything to jeopardize Luke's safety.
Yeah, he can't interfere.
Yeah.
Or, like, expose himself, or...
Especially not on Tatooine. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't expose himself.
Yeah, you can't expose yourself around children.
Right.
I'm just waiting for the cane to
Is
come
that
out
something
and
that he
grab
got in
David.
trouble for a lot before this show came out?
Yeah, he has a reputation.
So,
So the flip side...
I'm sorry,
of
this would be so much
episode-
better if I wasn't here.
So the flip side of this episode, which I did not anticipate because solely, like, obviously going into this we were going off of the trailers, did not know that the plot was going to be so focused on young Leia.
right. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy. Like, I had this feeling of, like, man, no one was expecting it at all, but it's the only reason that makes sense to, like,
Right.
call
Yeah.
Obi-Wan to action. It's the only thing equally as important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's, like,
I was
perfect.
saying, like, this relationship that's like, well, you can, like, follow it into, like, episode 2 after she gets captured and, like, forces Obi-Wan to actually, like, call to action and leave the planet and go after her. But the relationship in episode 2 forming between, like, Leia and Kenobi, I think is purposeful, done by, like, the directors and the producers to start showing, like, why Leia chose Obi-Wan eventually in, like, A New Hope to be the person
Yeah.
that would, like, that she chose to ask for help.
Yeah.
And I think this is, like, we're seeing why that relationship became so strong and why she, like, chose him as the person. Because at the beginning, like, you see, she, like, wants nothing to do with him. She, like, doesn't believe he is who he says he is.
Right.
You guys are already making me want to watch this.
Oh,
Like, I
it's so
already
good.
wanted to, but, like, this might be one of the few times where I'm like, I should really check this out, and I actually really checked this out. Because it sounds really good.
It's so good.
Also,
Yeah, so... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so cool to see Alderaan, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did, like, see,
Before it
like,
gets blown up.
a slight... that, like, really short shot in Revenge of the Sith of Alderaan. It looked like this a little bit. But yeah, it was really cool to see it all like this. Because really the only other time we've seen it is in the Old Republic game. So, yeah, it was really cool to see it all like this. Because really the only other time we've seen it is in the Old Republic game. Because really the only other time we've seen it is in the Old Republic game. So, yeah, it was really cool to see it all like this. Because really the only other time we've seen it is in the Old Republic game. So, and they did a really good job of like
Yeah.
matching that aesthetic. Yeah, so I thought, I didn't even think about Leia being like a major plot point or anything. I always thought the reason Obi-Wan was gonna leave Tatooine was to distract the Inquisitors away from Tatooine
Yeah.
and like cause a scene on a different planet and say like, hey, I'm over here, to kind of distract them away. And
But really, it was honestly the flip. Like,
Yeah.
they were basically setting a trap to try and get him.
yeah,
It was the opposite.
Dude, third sister is so cool.
yeah, her character, like, she's
Yeah,
like,
how do we feel about the Inquisitors?
she's a really good character because you're not supposed to like her, obviously because she's a villain, but you're not supposed to like feel like any kind of like sympathy for her yet. They might have like a setup later on where we actually get her backstory and like maybe we'll start feeling sympathy for her, but right now she's just kind of like a loose cannon. Like this shot at the beginning where she's like about to kill this guy, the Jedi, and they needed him alive or whatever, and she just keeps like defying the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
It's like she very clearly has some kind of vendetta against Obi-Wan. And what was the line that she said? That she's getting something she's owed or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that was what
I
she
do
was
not
getting
remember
out of
the
it.
line.
What she was owed. I thought it was cool too, like the parallel between the Jedi hunting themselves and like the Inquisitors essentially killing themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting line they said multiple times, like the Jedi hunting themselves.
It kind of happens on both sides. But I
Yeah.
thought she was really cool. I thought it added a nice texture, like, and also kind of a not as predictable thing for like the Grand Inquisitor to be like the main. You know, you would think he would have been like kind of like the more attention Inquisitor, but
Right.
ended up kind of being her. And
Um,
I was like, I don't know if this is a stretch, but like the very first shot of that opening scene in Order 66, I didn't know if that was like meant to be a young version of her. The opening youngling is like a little black girl, and I was like, I
Oh,
don't know,
really?
like, yeah.
Oh.
Which
I didn't
might-
notice that.
Yeah. I don't know if that was just a coincidence, but that very first opening shot zooms out from a young girl.
This one?
Oh, it's hard to see. Yeah.
Look at this really, really dark picture.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man,
That would
seems
make
so
more
cool.
sense to like give more context, but in like a more
Yeah.
sneaky way.
Yeah.
Especially for the biggest question. I don't know if this is what you guys had after episode 2. I don't know. Am I jumping ahead?
No, that's fine.
We're kind of.
I don't have screenshots for it,
Yeah, we're dabbling into episode 2 anyway. So go
so
ahead.
yeah, you can go ahead.
How she knows Vader is Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if just some of the Inquisitors who were Jedi, maybe, but
That's-
even then, it's like, how would they know unless they knew Vader? Like, they would have had to have become Inquisitors like immediately, basically, when Order 66 happened.
I mean,
Yeah, I actually thought immediately, I was like, did they show their hand, like the producers of like, did they show their hand too early in the series by revealing that information?
Yeah.
Like that this character knows that. I don't know.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, remember we only have 4 more episodes to go, and the rest of the show is probably going to be about Obi-Wan trying to find Anakin. So
Sure. I mean, assuming they don't do like another season or 2 seasons or whatever.
oh, I
don't know.
kind of doubt that. But I forget what I was going to say now. Oh, I just feel like that kind of detail is probably just something that, like, since the Inquisitors work so closely with Vader, that it was just probably one of the pieces of information that they either found out or, like, they just were told. just because they were also Jedi before,
Right.
so they're probably just like one of those things where like, oh, we're all the same. Like even Vader's the same as us. Like used to be a Jedi. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that gets used as a plot point at all in the show, or if there's just some kind of like backdoor explainer as to how the Inquisitors know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because really, they've got like 10 years to play with before A New Hope happens. So I was in the thinking, like, maybe they could get another season after this.
Well, they already said they're not, but that could always change, of course. But you also have to keep in mind, like, Obi-Wan isn't really supposed to be doing that much in this period of his life.
Right.
So all this stuff is kind of a stretch anyways. But I was talking to Spencer about this yesterday. The way we could get a continuance of the story is having like a Darth Vader series instead.
Yeah.
Because we know
That would be
Obi-Wan
so
and Vader are going to face off in the show.
Yeah.
Probably at the end. And then that could probably set up maybe like a Darth Vader show or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
think Obi-Wan is probably going to get much more.
How have they not already done that? Doesn't that seem like that would have been like one of the first
Yeah.
backstories they would do? I guess technically that's what the movies are about, I guess.
Yeah, backstory isn't the right term,
that's-
but more stories of
Yeah.
that time period. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. There is like almost 20 years of a gap between like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Right.
To where like there's surely there's a lot.
There's
that
a lot
goes
to
on.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on in the comics in that era with Darth Vader. Like those are some of the best comics that he'll ever read. They could easily depict some of that stuff
Yeah.
in live action. That would be so cool. And there's so much more room for more stories than just those two.
Yeah. Was there anything that you didn't like?
Yeah. Why in the world was Flea in this show?
He wasn't even the worst actor, I don't think.
I think he was by far the worst.
I don't think he was that bad. I didn't even notice him
terrible.
right away.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he did bad because he's kind of supposed to be this like skittish, weird,
Bumbling.
like bottom feeder type,
Yeah.
like bounty hunter kind of like
Yeah, but
skeevy guy.
his his lines were done so poorly.
Is
So-
it weird to say that even like without watching this, he doesn't look like he belongs in a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, because he's literally, it's Flea. I don't know if you know who that
From
is.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
He's the bassist of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I thought he looked familiar.
Yeah, I have no idea why he's in this show.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was an actor.
he's not.
Maybe he's not. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so we've seen Star Wars do this a few times now, where they have like pulled some like outlandish actor or comedian or like random person and like thrown them into a show, and the way that we know them distracts from them being successful in the role because
That's not why I'm distracted by him. I know you're talking about Bill Burr, but
What did Bill Burr do?
he was in Mandalorian.
Oh.
he was like a
He was in multiple episodes. But he is an actor, and
he did all right. Yeah, I won't-
he did amazing.
I love comedy. That's
Yeah, he
like
did good.
kind of what I'm super into more than anything right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he did really well, and his character was really ended up being really
I'm
good.
surprised I never heard about that.
Yeah,
I really do live in a cave.
But this chase scene,
the chase scene was weird.
abysmal.
Yeah,
This goes up there right along next to the speeder chase scene. in
Yep.
Boba Fett, of like, I don't know if the camera shots make it look like they are running super awkwardly and slow, but there is no way 4 grown men cannot catch a 10-year-old in a forest.
Yeah.
is just
Have you ever tried to chase a 10-year-old in a forest?
a
At least they
10-year-old
like
girl.
At least they
Well,
like
no,
tried.
I've never chased a 10-year-old girl in a forest. So.
Good. So maybe it wouldn't be that easy.
But if you watched it, you would be like, they're not really trying to like get her. It's awkward.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I thought the same thing. I thought at least they tried to make it look like she knew the land and was like ducking around trees and like sliding down the hill and stuff. But I mean, how else could they have done that well? Like they had to do something.
They should have,
You know.
made the forest, like thicker or something like that,
Yeah.
and made it
Or
look
like she like jumps down like a log that only she knows
She
is
could have,
there and like slides through.
The way
and,
you
like,
guys are talking about it, I'm just imagining like a wide frame shot of like a wide open field, and like she's running, and he like catches her, but then the next shot, he's like really far behind her again, just for no reason.
No, it's not that bad, but
They like
Dave-
they
it's just
like
slow.
look like they're about to grab her, and then she like jumps past a tree, and they're like, "Oh, this tree's in the way. I gotta turn my body," and then
Yeah.
now run
Have,
this
David,
way.
have
you're
you
gonna
guys
think-
ever?
You're
Go
gonna
ahead.
think the scene's amazing now when you see it.
yeah.
Have you guys ever seen like the videos, like on social media, and it's one of those videos that just keeps going on, and it's repeat basically, but you can't tell, and it'll say like, just wait for the end.
Yeah.
And like the train, like a train just keeps getting closer and closer, but then it gets kind of like farther away and then closer, and it never hits anything. That's kind of how I imagine this scene going.
Well, it's like that scene in oh my gosh, Monty Python and the Holy Grail when the guy's like running.
Yeah.
And it's like an 8-minute shot of him like running through the field, and then like at the very
I love
end,
that you're already explaining this to me because you know I haven't seen it.
and then
So I was
right
already making a face at Brad like, does he know that I haven't seen this? And then I'm like, he knows I haven't seen it.
I just default to David has never seen this movie.
I mean, I've seen it, but like, there's probably a lot of viewers who haven't seen it.
True.
So.
Yeah. So in the
Actually,
shot,
you
there's
have
like
seen
a-
it. I know you've seen it because we watched it as a youth group.
Was I there?
Did we?
You were there.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, Dave showed us.
Dang, I don't remember that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I have such a bad memory.
I mean, it was
Childhood.
like early high school, so
yeah.
So anyway, so in this shot, there's like a knight running through a field, and like the guards at the entrance of the castle are standing there, and like the shot is like looking way out and watching.
there's
him
knights
run.
and guards in Star Wars.
Jedi
I'm
Knights,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Temple guards.
So for like 6 minutes, you see this guy like running, and it like it never shows him ever getting closer, and
Yeah.
it's like. And then all of a sudden it just switches, and the guy's like right up next to him, and he like stabs them both.
Yeah.
They're like, we didn't see this coming.
It's really funny.
But that's what it was kind of like. Is like you're almost about to grab her, and then like she gets away.
Yeah, and it was just very like slow shot.
Yeah.
Like they could have just sped it
Kinda
up,
clunky.
like the speeder scene in Book of Boba Fett. Like just speed it up a little bit, and it would have been fine.
Yeah. They like riding senior citizen speeders.
It's not like it's a low budget film where it's tough, because I know some low budget things, it's actually really hard to film people like running full speed and to get good
Yeah, they don't.
action shots like that.
That's why like it's so easy to criticize them because they really don't have that much of an
There's
excuse.
no
No
yeah.
excuse. Like this guy in the screen here, he lunged and fell. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but it was like
I think
one of
that's a
the
little girl.
one of the guards that was just running. Like he could hear that she needed help, and he just was like running, like didn't have his gun out, didn't do anything, and he just got shot easily
Yeah.
by Flea, of all people. Flea. I thought it was cool with the little droid that Obi-Wan had outside of his cave.
Yeah.
Like at first you see it as blue, and you're like, why is there an R2 unit underground? What is this? And then later you see it turns red, and then he looks like he's scared.
Right.
Yeah.
That just came out again, didn't it?
Lost my sound again.
This is a pretty sweet studio.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, I thought that was cool, and it ended up actually being like one of the most pivotal emotional scenes after this. Like, it really wasn't actually danger. It was like,
Yeah, it was Bail.
it was Bail Organa. Which I think right here was like one of the only scenes that I kind of like may have teared up just a little bit.
Wow.
Because this was like the moment that like Obi-Wan was like, okay, you're right. Like, they're both important.
Yeah.
And she is just as much of need of like rescue / protection as Luke is.
Yeah.
Right.
I love what they're doing with
You're the
Owen
one that keeps
as
spoiling
well.
it, by the way.
My bad.
Get it together.
What'd you say, Nate?
I love what they're doing
Nate.
with Owen as well. Like, explaining why he, like, hates the Jedi and stuff so much.
Yeah.
He's, like, so crotchety later. Like,
Oh, yeah.
They're, like, they're redeeming that character so much.
Yeah, his like insult, or he's like,
Ooh, yeah.
what does he say? He's like,
when the time comes, he must be trained. Like, you trained
yeah,
his father.
and then
Or,
yeah,
like, you trained
Owen's
his
like,
father.
yeah, like he trained Anakin. Yeah, what a burn.
I know, it's such a burn. And then I love how Obi-Wan thanks him for not selling him out, and he's like, I didn't do it for you.
Yeah, that was such a good line.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of understand why he's like that.
Yep.
And like in A New
So
Hope,
good.
you're always like, oh, he's always so like a grumpy guy, not letting Luke go anywhere. But you kind of understand it, especially after this scene. This was crazy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the scene with third sister, Reba.
Yeah. She basically is like, like she asked if he knows where like any Jedi are, and he's like, no, I hate the Jedi.
Dude,
Which I think he actually is being honest there. He like truly.
Oh yes, definitely.
I'm kind of excited because there's a small chance I'll actually have time to maybe watch through these somehow in the van on tour.
Just put it up on the
I'm
front
kind of
dash while
excited.
you're driving.
Yeah.
That's what I
Genius.
do on trips. Especially
This
if
is
you're
great, Brad. We
driving.
can like go through it chronologically and remember everything. I even
Well, what
kinda
about
had
this scene?
Oh man, dude. So I thought she's so like the actress is so young, and I know it's like more accurate or whatever, but like they really play into like how her personality is later and like kind of how Padme's was and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this must be the Force too. That's just making her so insightful because she just
Yeah.
roasts the freaking crap out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how they just like they have Alderaan as like all these like diplomatic people that are just like super stuck up, and he's always like, "You're not even a real Organa," and she just like roasts him.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, if you have any friends or know people that are like in politics or like politics or anything like that, like that's a 100% like true insult to someone. Is like, you're not even like part of this family.
Right.
Like you're not blood or like whatever. Like that's a real
Yeah, because they're like royalty.
yeah.
That's why she's a princess, and that she doesn't even believe that she's that at this point.
I love politics. It's my favorite thing to talk about.
We gotta appreciate the costume design too. Like, was very almost like 70s inspired to like look more
Yeah.
like Episode 4. I
Yeah.
thought that
It
was
looks
pretty
like
cool.
the Jetsons.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
some of the spaceships.
Look
did.
at even her outfit. She
Yeah.
looks like is it the mom on the Jetsons?
Yeah.
I think that's the exact outfit she wears. Meet the Jetsons.
That's how David relates to Star Wars, the Jetsons.
Yeah, I was like, you know the Jetsons, but you haven't seen Obi-Wan yet.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh man. Yeah, so I loved at the end of episode 1 where Obi-Wan's basically like decided that he's gonna go help. And the scene where he goes and digs up his lightsaber was so good.
Yeah.
Because you also see Anakin's in there too.
I'm looking up pictures of the Jetsons. I'll inform you if they're worth showing on the show later.
For sure.
I'm not showing the Jetsons on this show. Oh yeah,
that-
then you
that
find
scene was
out
good.
You got to
he's
give
with
the people what they want,
third
Brad.
sister.
The Jetsons.
I think episode 1 by itself was like an A grade, like A or A minus. Like there was hardly anything that I would.
It's the exact same outfit.
Oh my gosh.
That's good. That's really
It's
good.
Just point it at the camera.
Can you go back just real quick?
It really is.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Why is that what I have knowledge about?
You bring a good balance to the show.
I bring something. I don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah, the chase scene was really the only like weak point.
Oh yeah, I gave it like an A minus.
Sorry, I hijack the show every once in a while.
Yeah, moving into like episode 2.
Yeah, I don't have the screenshots. So, sorry.
I internally, while watching that episode, felt I feel like the word is like distracted because of like I think just the nature of like the planet they were on, like the characters they were dealing with, what they were trying to accomplish, the Inquisitors also having their like internal battle, but also trying to find like Obi-Wan and the child. Like there were a lot of like directions that it was going, so I felt a little bit distracted on that episode. But overall of the episode, I really liked the relationship building of Leia and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I think that was like the big takeaway.
Yeah, it was. I wish they could have spent more time on him, like, being a detective, you know, like trying to figure out where they're at. Because I feel like they kind of glossed over how he did that. They basically just had him, like, talk to, what's the actor's name?
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
Kumail.
So you don't like that.
He was terrible in Eternals, and he was even worse in this. Yeah, he is like if Bill Burr was like a B plus, he is like the comedic influx into this show that Bill Burr was, but like worse.
Wow.
He's not a good character to be in like an action film, because like he's there to be like comedy and like a lighthearted character, but it wasn't good.
You guys are just trashing people on this show.
It's me.
They're working hard to make a good show, put people into a nice throwback to the Jetsons. Like, they're pulling all the stops, and you just don't even like it.
I thought he was good. I mean, I am glad they didn't like spend too much time on him. I thought it was done like pretty tastefully. I thought the idea of having like a fake Jedi in that way was like really funny and like kind of a creative take. And if it was anyone that I would want to see like experience someone like that, it would be Obi-Wan, to see how he would react, and he like did it perfectly. So that was I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I don't dislike the plot of what they did with him. I just didn't like the actor choice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get that to an extent, but
You liked him in Eternals?
yeah, I thought he was fine in Eternals.
I liked him in both.
Yeah.
Man.
It's
That's just like that's like what he's become known for, I feel like, is like the
you recognize
stuttering
Kind of
whatever.
looks like Ben.
He's Indian.
He's Pakistani.
I can't hardly...
Pakistani.
I'm just being dumb. I can't hardly even see him from this angle.
I thought the planet was cool. It's kind of like space Tokyo.
Yeah, it reminded me of like the underworld of Coruscant.
Some cool looking aliens and stuff that
Yeah,
like
actually,
caught
I
my eye.
got like as they were like doing like the aerial view of like him walking through the street.
Yeah.
I got like flashbacks to like him and Anakin
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
like the speeder chase,
Right.
or like the bounty hunter chase in episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought of too.
Are you still trying to pull him up?
Yeah.
You know I'm not going to know who this is, right?
Right. But
Is that the fun of it?
for the audience, this is not ideal.
This is terrible podcasting.
Now this is podcasting. I wish OBS wasn't so terrible. I don't know how to.
There's just 72 tabs you can.
Oh, there it
there
is.
it is.
Oh, also
guy.
there was
Never
this
heard
like
of
really subtle shot, but I thought it was so cool for some reason. Was so Obi-Wan goes up to the roof, right? Like this whole chase breaks out. He frees
Yeah.
Leia, and then it gets into kind of the craziness you were talking about, Ben, when he's like trying to control her and like trying to escape. Like that whole part for me too. I was like, this is so stressful. And then, and then finally he gets to the roof, and like some of the guys are shooting at him. I thought that like weird elephant-looking alien was so dope though, and so he's like shooting at Obi-Wan, and then and then I don't know what it was, but when Reva like falls off of the building. She like falls forward onto the roof below. I was like, I don't know why, that was just like the coolest shot ever. It's like the first moment she like springs into action.
That was another like scene where it's like shot slightly too slow. Mm-hmm. Like her jumping and running was like
it felt like they were
slow-mo.
shooting him behind that barrel for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And he
Like
kept shooting back, and it was like he kept hitting the same spot to the right of his body, like just a little bit to the left, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he had to use the Force.
Yeah, the whole thing where like he was basically just like being good old Uncle Obi-Wan, trying to look out for her. Like he bought like the other clothes for her, and she was like wanting the gloves. He's like, okay, and the gloves too. It's like so funny.
Do you think when he had to Force catch her, the Inquisitors felt a little tingle?
I mean, yeah. Wouldn't you? If Obi-Wan Kenobi was near you and used the Force, you'd feel a little tingle.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I do think that like they obviously hadn't been like sensing him the whole time because he had been like he cut himself off from the Force.
He was pulling a Grogu.
Yeah, or a Luke.
Or a Luke.
Yeah.
I guess Luke did that too, yeah.
Sounds like a
Yeah. When Luke does it, everyone gets mad, but everyone else doesn't. It's fine. That's funny.
Or a Luke sounds like a toothpaste brand.
Or a Luke.
I loved the misdirect too of like we thought he was gonna fight at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, it just pulled up that scene.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that scene, like lightsaber ready, like hiding behind the boxes, just like waiting for like the boxes to get pushed out of the way.
We still got this guy on our screen.
Good old Kumail.
I wish this was easier to do.
But yeah, that scene. Obviously, we can get into the how does she know of it all, but
yeah.
I thought the scene was pretty well done, though. There's that one question, but
So you probably know more about like the Inquisitors than
Brad's the expert.
the rest of the three of us.
I'm not an expert.
What
Just because I watched Rebels.
watched? Well, it's also didn't they? They have that in what's the game with Cal Kestis?
Fallen Order.
Yeah, isn't there Inquisitors in that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that takes place after all of this, right? Or before?
It's around the same time, I think, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think they cross over.
Yeah. I know we only have like 4 episodes left, so maybe this was on purpose, but like, was it too soon of them to like kill off the Grand Inquisitor?
Oh, I should have figured this out before the show.
You want to tell him, Brad?
He can't be dead because Rebels takes place way later.
Yeah.
Or is there another Grand Inquisitor?
Now that's what I was thinking. I don't think that's true, but he looks much different.
I think that so they're gonna serve what is best for the show and the average watcher that maybe doesn't necessarily watch the animated stuff. And I feel like it's easier to explain how people survive, like how many people survive stuff worse than that in Star Wars. You know,
Too many.
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, Darth Maul survived.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I'm sure I don't like I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back in this show, but that like in the other stuff it's like, oh, he survived.
Yeah.
Okay.
You brought up his look, Brad. Did you get over his look?
No.
Because I mean, I really wanted him to look more accurate because like you pointed out to me before, like there was an alien in one of the earlier movies that like was more accurate. And
yeah, they had this race, isn't it?
In Revenge of the Sith.
Utapau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Powan.
But like I think like it's still like I still was like, you know, whatever. I think I just had time to get over it because he was in the trailer.
Yeah.
And he looked like such a Teletubby in the trailer.
Yeah.
But like they made his eyes yellow, you know, and they made his teeth look bad, and like his acting was good enough too that I was like, okay, it kind of warrants like seeing his real face for some of the acting stuff. So like at least for me, I was like able to kind of like get behind it a little more after seeing it.
I agree, but if he really is like dead for the sake of this show in the second episode, there's no excuse for all of that.
Yeah.
Like they could have just made him more accurate.
Yeah.
I really don't understand. And speaking of Fallen Order, the sequel trailer for that dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And the Grand Inquisitor is in that game, and he is completely accurate.
Yeah.
So, and that's in a game. So like,
so they have no excuse.
yeah, I don't really understand the logic behind it, other than
I'm sure it was mostly a money thing because the face is like the most expensive CG thing to make, especially with action or acting, like motion capture and stuff they would have to do.
yeah.
I
But
don't know.
they did it before.
Yeah.
And with how little screen time he's had, like,
Yeah.
I don't think there was really that much of an excuse, other than them wanting the actor to be more prominent. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
I'm
maybe
not.
we're all wrong, and it's a totally different person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you've been bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
So speaking of, do we want to jump into Star Wars future things?
That's the.
Yeah, that's the race.
alien.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up, David. Don't worry. I don't have this set very well.
But on a scale from 1 to 10, how jazzed is everyone for the next 4 episodes? Jazzed, I say.
11 out of 10.
That's what it looked like this morning.
So here's the comparison photo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
Do those look like the same person?
They look like twins.
it is interesting, like...
The one on the right looks like he's from Star Trek. The one on the left looks like me when I get out of bed in the mornings.
Now that I'm looking at it, though, it looks mostly practical.
Practical?
Like it wouldn't even have been CG.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was practical. Yeah, the one in the middle is what he looked like in the animated series.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
Interesting.
yeah.
oh well. I mean, I'm not like super upset about it.
Right.
No, yeah, I mean, honestly, if that's the worst part of the entire series, then I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, and if he's not in it anymore, like if he's like dead, quote unquote, then I'm fine with it.
Do you guys think the next episode will be the Stranger Things crossover? When Eleven and Darth Vader have a battle?
I mean, that season 4 came out yesterday too.
It'll be the Jetsons
Since
crossover.
yesterday,
Leroy!
Since yesterday, I've watched 5 episodes of Stranger Things, the Kenobi episodes, and I wasn't really watching them, but I was playing both of the Obi-Wan episodes again today.
Oh yeah.
So much TV.
What's the name of the dad?
They're still on the Jetsons over here.
That's all David's got.
It starts with a J. It's some...
What? I don't know.
The dad, George.
It doesn't.
George
Yeah.
Jetson. Yeah.
That sounds right. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Oh, if you guys would have started a little earlier today, I wouldn't have been able to make it. And this would have been a pretty good podcast.
That's true.
David, you're
yes.
the heart.
I'm something.
He's the heart of the podcast.
Ew.
There you go. There you go. Hey, I have to piss so bad.
Okay.
Bye. I'll be right back. Star Wars for life.
Hate to see him leave, but I love to watch him walk away.
He's got to go pull his pants down to his knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need to ask for some details
Yeah.
about things when he gets back.
About things. So, in the meantime,
What if he just doesn't come back for 30 minutes? Or he just doesn't come back at all?
He's just
Yeah.
done.
he just went to bed.
We just see like the lights. He like reaches his arm and turns off the lights.
It would have been even funnier if like that door is to his bathroom and he just didn't shut it.
It's just we're looking at a screen of him just like sitting on the toilet.
And this is why we're the worst podcast ever.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, look at that handsome face.
Did David go too?
No.
Now why?
Oh, he's cut off on my screen. Sorry, that thing popped
You
up.
seed really excited that I might have gone at the same time.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, I wasn't the only guy who had to go to the bathroom.
Did you pull your pants all the way down to your knees like usual, or was this more of like a manly grown-up pee? Or
It was a quick pee, so I had to just whip it out and go and get back here.
so you didn't pull your pants down to your
No, I
ankles?
didn't pull my pants down all the way. Even though sometimes in the privacy of my own home, when I'm wearing pants with elastic, I do that because I don't want to just pull out my stuff and then it get pulled up by the elastic.
So I actually walked into. I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school.
I remember this story.
I was a freshman in high school. I walk into the bathroom, and this kid who's like doesn't look like he belongs in high school. He was probably 6'10", like
does that mean?
star on the basketball player.
Like he looks like he's older.
Yeah, like
Oh,
he looks like. So he's like one
Like
of the
he
stars.
graduated years ago.
Yeah, he's like one of the stars on the high school basketball team. I think he's a junior or senior. He's like 6'10", looks like a grown up.
Yeah.
Like probably looked older than I do now. I walk in to this grown man peeing at the urinal with his pants down at his ankles.
Yeah.
I walk in, I barely have time to even like look at him, and he like turns around and looks at me. He's like, "What? You ain't never seen a black man pee before?" And I lost it. But he was funny. He was one of the goofiest guys ever. Like he would go around like selling candy, like mid-class. We would be in class. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I didn't know.
Wasn't he in your class?
Yeah, he was in two of my classes. Yeah, he was in my Spanish class, which was
Dude, that's amazing.
absolute.
But I don't know how
comedy all year long.
So then, can you give me an inside scoop of how he was able to leave class in the middle of the day and come to all of the other classes? This is not like that small of a school. Like
Yeah.
he comes,
candy.
yeah, and he just pops his head into classrooms while a teacher's teaching. He's like, "Hey, anybody in here want some candy?" And some
So
teachers
true.
that were cool would like just laugh about it,
Yeah.
and like some teachers were like confused,
Yeah.
like.
Confused enough to not do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe he's supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
But it would just be in like a gym bag, like a what do they call those?
Those like pull bags.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part about it is I will never, ever, ever forget like the bathroom story or just like him popping into classrooms selling candy. I bet he has no idea who I am.
Mm-hmm.
No. He
But you guys-
probably doesn't even remember that.
And you guys understand, though, the concept of if you don't have a fly and you're wearing joggers and they have an elastic waistband, why it would make sense to pull your pants down to half thigh.
It depends on how stretchy the elastic is.
And if you're going half thigh, you might as well go down to the ankle.
yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do it.
That is a stretch.
Hey, stretch.
Nobody opens a barn door a quarter of the way. You just gotta let the air hit all the animals.
What? What do you have going on down there?
I had no idea where that sentence was going when I started. But
Just picture a real farmer saying that. I want the air to hit all my animals.
What animals did you have in mind when you were saying that?
All my animals need air. Open those doors up.
We gotta let the horses out of the.
just open that barn door. We need some air in here for the.
Gotta let the chickens out the coop. That actually could be a lot
this
worse.
This barn is air sealed tight. I forgot. My animals need to breathe.
Anyway.
All right, so Star Wars.
Yeah, back to Star Wars.
Oh man.
So what's are we done with Kenobi?
Yeah, if you guys think we should be.
Yeah.
I mean, only other thing was Darth Vader reveal at the end was so dope.
Oh yeah. So it revealed him
So
in the
freaking
tank
dope.
at the end.
Yeah.
Well, the big thing was that Obi-Wan learned that Anakin or Darth Vader was alive.
Yeah.
So
Because
he thought he was
for all
dead.
intents and purposes, he
So
thought he was
I'm
dead.
actually really. There's times that I'm super thankful that my memory's so bad. None of this is gonna be spoilers when I watch this like a few weeks from now.
That's true.
Like I'm gonna be shocked at everything that happens.
Except you'll be
Because
waiting
you won't
for
remember
Flea.
anything we just talked about.
Yeah.
I will forget it. I sometimes I can actually. This is the weirdest thing ever. I don't know if it's like an ADD thing or something. I can sometimes kind of choose what to legitimately forget. Like a lot of what I forget's not by choice. There's some things I can legit choose to not remember and it will disappear forever.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
That's scary.
And there's some things like if I am like really like I can focus on something to be like I want to remember this. And then you walk in and see a 6'10" man peeing with his pants at his ankles, and those things you just remember for the rest of your life.
Those
Right.
ones are sealed into the memory bank forever.
Yeah, every horrible detail.
Yeah.
Every time you walk into a public bathroom, you're like
I have to send someone
like
in before me.
PTSD kicks in, and you're like, once I turn around this corner, there better not be.
Hey, can you go see if anybody's in that bathroom?
You stand outside the bathroom and say, no matter what happens in there.
Do you remember when I was with, who were we with? I know you were there. We were downtown. There's a bathroom downtown.
Oh,
Me,
yeah.
you and Quentin were there.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
Quentin.
maybe Daniel was there. And we walk into a bathroom. Like most of us go to a urinal. This isn't going to be funny without being able to show like an image, which we clearly can't do or don't have.
I have it somewhere, but it would take a long time to find.
If you can find it, if you're able to, put it on the screen.
I won't be able to do it today.
But
I'd have to like remember what year that was.
like, will we have time to put it on the screen before we post this video?
I guess.
Maybe we can just find a similar picture. Maybe it doesn't have to
Okay.
be. Did you? Oh, yeah. Anyways,
I mean, I took a picture of it.
we'll try to get something to put on the screen here. It might already be there. So we all walk in. I guess it wouldn't be on the screen yet because that would ruin the story. We all walk into this bathroom. Like we've been wandering around downtown.
Yeah.
And most of us don't notice anything. So like, I don't know. Me and you probably like. Again, my memory's terrible. Like I'm sure we walked like up to the urinals, did our normal bathroom thing that men do in the bathroom, which
I don't like how you worded that.
I don't need. Yeah,
That was the weirdest way you could have said that.
we went potty, and
Okay.
so I wrap up my business. I pull my pants up from my ankles to my waist, and I turn around from the urinal. And I go up to the sink. I start washing my hands, and I look up into the mirror, and looking back at me is Quentin, and he's sitting in a bathroom stall, but the door only comes halfway up, so he's sitting there taking a dump, looking at me with this dumb grin on his face, and I can see from here up.
The door was only like a waist high
Yeah,
door.
the rest of the stall was normal height too.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh my gosh.
I turn around and I just see Quentin's dumb face looking at us as he's taking a dump.
Yeah, we were both sitting there washing our hands. Notice.
That's, oh man.
It's so funny.
Oh my gosh,
Poorly
that is
designed.
so good. Anyway, Star Wars news.
Yeah. So
For the fourth time.
sorry.
Yeah, it is after midnight.
Welcome to Among the Noise.
Yeah, a lot of noise
We starting over again?
Yeah.
for the fourth time.
So with how long? So we're over an hour into the episode right now. How much longer do we want to go?
We can just like breeze through some of this news.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Pick whatever you want to breeze through, Brad. We'll let you take lead here, and we'll wrap this horrific podcast up.
Okay, so Star Wars Celebration happened this week, which is like a big convention of Star Wars stuff.
Nate's laughing at me. I think not because of what I'm doing with my hands, but probably because I didn't know what Star Wars Celebration was. But maybe it's because
I mean, most people wouldn't know unless you're
Yeah.
the big Star Wars fan.
Just know that on this show, if there's ever something you don't know, right there.
you
with you.
definitely
But like they always like have a convention I think it's like 4 days long or something, and usually like the first day they announce like all the big stuff. So that's when the trailer for the new Andor show dropped. A couple other trailers dropped and announcements. They always have like the actors come and like they have interviews and like panels and stuff. They're all on YouTube. I recommend checking them out. Like they interviewed like Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen,
Yeah.
and like a bunch of other like big actors from all the shows, and it was really good. But the Andor trailer dropped. Nate, did you watch it?
I actually have not seen it yet.
Okay. Are you able to get sound from my computer?
I
To
don't
just watch it
think-
together.
I don't think I have sound, unfortunately.
Will we get like a strike for?
I don't think so. If it's a trailer.
Well, and we're also reacting to it, so.
Yeah, but you can still get a strike on YouTube.
I
don't
guess
know
you
how it
could. A
works.
strike would be. That
I
would be
would-
pretty harsh for the podcast channel.
Yeah, usually for reactions for trailers, it's not that big
The
of a
wor-
deal.
the more worrying thing would be music, depending
Yeah, I
on
don't
what
know.
music they use.
I don't know how it all works. To be completely honest, I probably should.
Probably.
Let's just see if you get audio.
Dude, is there a cat devouring food?
I think it might have been.
No, it's the food is coming out.
Yeah, I think it's in the litter box. We talked Evie into using the bathroom.
This is some intense litter box.
Do you hear audio?
No.
Okay, never mind. I'm not about to mess with the audio stuff again.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely watch that. It looks really good. Like, it's one of those shows where like no one asked for it,
Yeah.
but
No
the
one
trailer.
asked for Rogue One.
That bad over
What?
there,
Tell,
huh?
Was
tell
that-
us how you really
Was
feel
that you
about
or
Rogue
me?
One. Jude Law.
Yeah, we can go into the next thing, I guess.
He's in
Oh,
Andor?
isn't that?
No, he's gonna be in the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that he was in Andor.
No.
My bad.
What's he going to be
Read
in?
the wrong line.
A Star Wars?
So there's a new Star Wars series announced called Skeleton Crew, and it's being pitched as like kind of like a Stranger Things in Star Wars. So it's like
Interesting.
it focuses on like a group of kids, but it's not a kids show. If that makes sense.
Interesting.
I don't think it's gonna be horror, but kind of
Yeah.
like Stranger Things.
Huh.
And Jude Law is
There's
apparently.
your crossover.
Wow. There's the crossover, yeah.
Yeah, but not really. But Jude Law is the only actor that's been announced for that.
That's cool.
But they showed like a concept art of like a ship. So I think the concept is like the kids like steal Jude Law's ship or something like that. I don't know. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sounds unique.
Yeah.
Mandalorian season 3 is officially coming out in February. Woo! Which is later than what people thought.
Unfortunately.
But they showed a trailer at Celebration behind closed doors. So hopefully they'll release that to public soon. What?
He's in trouble.
My wife's calling me and it showed up on the screen. So.
Well, we're not live, so.
It doesn't matter. It's not like her number was on there.
No, it wasn't.
I just think it's funny, like, because it's getting late. Like, I was going to say, I'm probably going to be getting a phone call before too long, too. Although my wife's really super used to my shenanigans, so...
Not Brad and I. We are free from the shackles of marriage.
You won't be saying that for very long, though.
Okay, just let me have this.
So, you said Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
And then Ahsoka is currently filming. It's
Are
supposed
you
to come out
guys-
next year as well.
Yeah.
I'm
pumped
curious.
for Ahsoka.
I'm curious your guys' pumped levels for both of those, Mandalorian and Ahsoka.
Yeah. Big.
Both.
Very high.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, I'm at a 12.
Wow, David.
Yeah.
David's the most
Hasn't
excited.
seen a single frame of Mandalorian.
A single frame.
Yeah, huh? I've seen Baby Yoda.
Okay, seen a picture of Baby Yoda,
And all the merch everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
including the
He's-
one that his
he's-
wife has,
Yeah.
Oh, my wife has a lot of Baby Yoda merch.
but hasn't seen it.
She has a Baby Yoda. I'm not even saying, like, it. Baby Yoda's not even. That's like a made up.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep saying
That's
it
what
that way.
everyone called it until we found out
Right.
his name in the show.
But anyways, Baby Yoda to me.
Yeah.
She has a Baby Yoda like robe even, and she's got like a Baby Yoda like plush toy. I don't know what it would be called. But,
Yeah.
like, and neither one of us have seen it yet.
But yes,
Baby
I'm
Yodas.
pumped for Ahsoka. I really liked Mandalorian. So really, really excited for that one as well. You would think that they probably will have Ahsoka maybe appear back again in Mandalorian season 3.
I mean,
Apparently,
maybe.
she just appears everywhere. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably see her. I mean, they definitely need to do more setup for her show,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
So, other than that, they kind of just... There was an article earlier in the week that basically said that Star Wars is definitely sticking to the like TV series going forward,
Yeah.
rather than trying to like fart out trilogies. So I think that's a good plan because they're all doing really good so far.
Yeah, they honestly haven't had a single one that I feel like has been bad.
Yeah, I think Book of Boba Fett was the weakest one, and it was still really good.
Yeah.
I legit do want to watch through this stuff. I just don't know when.
I'm telling you,
It's so
put your
sad.
phone up on the dash and just like you can watch it casually while you drive, especially if you're like driving on cornfield roads. That's what I do on my road trips. I really do.
I couldn't.
Oh.
I would kill us all.
Other than that, Jedi Fallen Order sequel is titled Jedi Survivor. They dropped a trailer. It's gonna follow the same characters. Nate, did you play that yet?
What?
I hate you.
My brother,
not?
My brother keeps saying that too. I don't know. I played Horizon, Forbidden West. Like other games have gotten in the way, and I go through games so slowly.
It's
So I
been
just
2
haven't gotten-
years.
I know. I
It
just
should be
haven't gotten into it
priority.
yet.
It's a Star Wars game.
I know.
I
just
also
glad
go
that-
through games really slowly as well.
Just glad I'm not the one getting roasted for this right now.
Yeah, it's
Well, Nate has no excuse.
and it's a ginger. Like
Do I?
Yeah, you're right.
Cal's
it
a
is.
ginger. I have no excuse.
Yeah,
I should be supporting my kind.
it's the type of game that you would really like too.
I
Like
know.
it's very similar to the games you like.
Yeah.
So now you've got a year to catch up.
And now I know Cal survives the first game.
Yeah. It is interesting though, because he might not survive the second one, even though it's called Survivor. Because, if they keep bringing back Jedi during that period of time, how many Jedi are alive during that time?
Right.
That's too many.
Mm-hmm. Too many.
It's too many.
Too many.
Every time.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, we don't have time for that story.
Speaking of games that take forever to play, and I take forever to play, I'm currently playing through the Lego Star Wars
Oh, yeah.
Skywalker saga. Yeah.
Yes.
Little throwback to childhood fun. That game we played so much.
Oh, yeah.
Especially just the dual mode or co-op mode. Just so much fun. So I really liked actually how they completely redid every single episode.
Oh, yeah. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how big that game is. It's every single planet from the movies.
Yeah.
When did that one come out?
2 months ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Okay, yeah.
I talked about it on the last.
Yeah, I know, I remember, but I couldn't remember, if it had even come out yet when we talked. But yeah, because you said you were playing through it.
Yeah, I
so-
played. I already
yeah.
finished it. Yeah. I mean, I didn't 100% it, but I finished all the episodes.
Oh, I'm surprised. Usually
There's
you're a completionist.
There's so much.
Yeah, I would I thought I was venturing off and exploring and finding things.
Yeah.
And then I'd get to the end of the episode and it'll show you what your completion is of the episode.
Yeah.
And it's 16%. And I'm like, what? I
Yeah.
did so much in that episode.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun to explore, but if you try to get every single thing, it's just too much.
This podcast makes me sad about how little free time I've had lately. It's I don't have time for any of this.
Well, I just turned on my Xbox for the first time in 3 months, earlier this week, to download that game and start playing it. It was a dry spring.
And David,
games.
based on episode 2 of this podcast, your choice of games just seems to be very different than these types of games we're talking about.
It is, yeah. Well, so much of that episode I was pulling from all time, what were my favorite games, and since I don't play very many games anymore,
Yeah.
because I don't have a life, it just naturally came from my childhood.
Yeah, true.
I don't know, which were still different than what you guys were playing, but more, I guess, understandable why those were on my list so high. But
Yeah.
I mean, you had to talk about Super Monkey Balls,
Monkey
Is it
balls.
plural? Is it
For David, it's plural.
Yeah, there's multiple monkeys.
I mean, it is.
inside of multiple
It's
balls.
Super Monkey Ball 2, right? So it's
Yeah,
balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
two balls?
Yeah.
2 balls.
Yeah.
I actually called it that.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
I mean,
and you guys let me do it.
Yeah, we never had a GameCube.
well, we didn't know you when you were little. You already had it established.
I wasn't that little. We knew each other.
Really?
I don't know. So that might have been the game. So the way we actually got that game. Sorry, we don't have time. We're running out of time. Real quick, the way we actually got Super Monkey Ball was at one of our birthday parties. We went to Great Times, which is like an arcade place, and they got like go-karts and putt-putt and stuff. Like they've got a huge arcade room, and you could get tickets. Everyone at the party just spent the whole party trying to get tickets, and we redeemed them for Super Monkey Ball. And that's how we got it. And it ended up being one of our favorite games. I think it was Super Monkey Ball. My brothers are probably going to make fun of me for being wrong later when they hear this.
Yeah, Derek's gonna comment.
Yeah,
And,
Derek, comment now what game it was and tell me how stupid I am.
He did that last time. Did you see the comments?
I don't know if I've seen all of them, but yeah.
He commented so many times.
Oh, I appreciate the support. It's
Yeah.
so cool. He seems to really like the show.
We'll have to have him on.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm sure he would like to as well.
I haven't seen Derek in a long time.
Yeah. Any more news we want to try to run through? I
Nope,
don't.
that's it.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't want
It's
to.
all Star Wars news.
I don't want to like cut anything else short by just skimming through something that deserves more time. So
Yeah, this was all Star Wars focused, so that was it.
I like the direction the Star Wars people are going.
Yeah, looks like they finally figured out a good formula. So
well,
excited for the next episodes of Obi-Wan.
What's
I guess-
the next show to come?
This guy.
Andor. It's coming out in August.
Then season 3 of Mando.
Yep, in February. And then Ahsoka. Oh,
Alright.
and Bad Batch season 2 was supposed to come at some point, but they didn't say anything about that, so who knows?
I still need to watch that one. That's the one I haven't seen.
That was really good.
well, thank you for anyone who's watched this whole episode, clips, or supported. We don't usually say this because it's stupid and cheesy, but I might throw it in there every once in a while. Like, please, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
We-
That works. People
yeah.
actually do when you say that.
Yeah, we need.
Subscribe.
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
The like button.
yeah.
Smash
But,
that subscribe.
yeah, seriously, any support we can get is appreciated.
Yeah.
It'll really help with the algorithms of us getting discovered.
Right.
This is more about just having fun and hanging out, but it'd be cool to get some kind of a following. So appreciate anybody for viewing. Ben, Nate, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for
Looking
having us.
forward to seeing videos with you guys with me not here, completely derailing it. I'll make sure to watch those if I can't make it.
We'll make sure to keep the Jetsons tied in.
Yeah, it's gotta be.